Welcome to an undisclosed location in the prairies of Saskatchewan. We're out here this weekend testing our solar panels, running the air conditioner, and also our new camera system. I'll splice in some clips of that here. Now we'll move around the back. And around the back here you can see I've stripped out the air conditioner, tore it all apart, and painted the panels to color match the same gray as the truck. And I made a chase there for our high current cables coming down from the solar array. Okay, you'll need to forgive the air conditioner noise. It is hot out there. So the first project I want to show you is this area here. This is the black plastic step stool that we use to get up onto the bed, and it works great. We use it every morning and every evening, but it's always underfoot here. It's in the way, and we can't get to the storage behind it. So I wanted to come up with a solution to address that. Okay, so this is what I came up with. It's a box I built from Baltic birch plywood. It's super strong, and as you can see, it's actuated on an air cylinder that pushes it out. And then the lid here is mounted on these really nice spring-loaded hinges that hold it up and out of the way. And right now we keep our camera gear and extra lenses and all that sort of stuff in here. And the really neat thing about that being actuated on an air cylinder is that when we're not using it, it's stored out of the way. But because there's no handles and you can't get in behind it, and there's 100 pounds of air pressure pushing that cylinder in, it's really, we inadvertently built a little lockbox to keep our camera gear a little bit more secure. Okay, so in our last tour video, we showed you how our fridge was mounted here underneath the dinette seat in the back, and it was mounted on a slide. It came out this way, but that didn't really work very well. The box and the fridge apparatus was all too heavy for those slides, and it just wasn't fluid and easy to use. So we've moved it over here to the right side of our countertop. You can see I've cut out a plug out of the counter and then built a frame to hold the fridge unit, because it's mounted by hanging from the four corner tabs here around the lip of the top of the fridge. And so made some plywood mounts for that, and then edged all the counter, and it's of course just hinged along this right side here. And then I found this really clever door handle that's meant for sliding doors or pocket doors in a house, but it works really nice as a flush mount handle for opening the fridge. Another little annoyance that I solved at the same time was that the Engel chest, the outside of the chest, would get a little bit of condensation on it when we were in really humid environments, and so I've insulated all around that chest with 2 inches of polystyrene foam board, and I used a polyurethane expanding foam both as the adhesive and to seal around each layer as I stack the foam on there. So that will increase the insulation of that fridge unit by quite a lot and solve the humidity condensation problem at the same time. The next thing I worked on are these drawers here. I didn't want cheap IKEA drawers that were made of particle board and would fall apart. They just wouldn't handle life on the road. So I've built these all from Baltic birch plywood. It's all rabbited, glued and screwed, and there's support pieces here acting as a divider, but they also are fastened along the bottom, so it's all nice and strong. And they're on the same soft close hinges as the drawers in the front, which is nice because we're actually slanted right now at a bit of a slant, and it keeps them from sliding open. If I pull it past, you can see they slide open, but it pulls them closed there and keeps them closed when we're just parked. I had originally hoped that this would keep them closed while we're driving and moving around, but it didn't. We found that the drawer came out and it was all shuffled one time. So I came up with a mechanism which you can't really see. You can try if you point in here. See that little lock. It's a wedged latching mechanism on a bar that slides up and down, and that engages on the sides of the drawers. So I'll show you that. Open all the drawers here. Close that one, you can hear it. So, right now it's manually engaged with the little spacer block I have in here, but I want to have that on an air cylinder so that as soon as we put the vehicle, or rather turn the ignition on in the vehicle, all the drawers in here will be on little air cylinders and locked down, because even though I built it and it's manually operated, twice we've forgotten to engage it and the drawers are all out and hanging here once we get to camp. So anyway, that's the drawers. I don't know what more I can say about them. And lastly, the shelving unit. I finished the shelving all the way across the back of the vehicle here. As most of you will know, our shelving and countertop and dinette, all the interior furniture and cabinetry stuff is all framed on 1-inch aluminum tubing, 1/8 inch wall tubing that I've TIG welded into box sections, and then those sections brought in, and anywhere it meets an exterior wall, composite panel, it's bonded to the panels, and then anywhere in a box section meets another box section, it's all bolted together. So the result is all the cabinetry is super rigid, nothing creaks or moans and makes funny creaking sounds, and it's super rigid, super strong. And then instead of doors or covers for any of this, we've just decided to go with bins with ledges that hold everything in. We are really surprised with the bins at the front of the vehicle, how they stay in place with just a little lip on the front, even on the roughest of roads. We've only had some come off one time, so we're going to give this a go. We've done several 100 kilometers already, and they're happy as a clam up there. If it becomes a problem, I thought I could use some webbing or cargo net type stuff to secure them on if we're expected some extreme off-road circumstance, but for the most part I think these will be good. And then our air conditioner has found a forever home. There on the back shelving you can see the AC unit, and above it I've ducted in the outgoing cold air through some 3-inch ductwork I had kicking around. But I soon found that you can't get a grill for 3-inch duct for the inside of a house. So I 3D printed this one and painted it to match, and I think it looks pretty sharp. Okay, I hope you found that entertaining, if not informative. None of these projects really deserved their own video, but thought I'd give you a little overview of what I've been up to and where we're at. If you have any questions, leave them down below in the doobly-doo, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.